Atmaswarup Beyond Death, a simple guide to soul consciousness, self realization, and eternal peace. Published by Vishwa Parivartak Ishwarya Vidyalay Sanstha. Gyandan Mahadan, sharing knowledge is the highest charity, share to the maximum extent with all, by Bapuji Dashrathbhai Patel. Preface. Gyandan Mahadan, share as much as possible, by Bapuji Dashrathbhai Patel. There is a question that lives in the heart of every human being. Not about money, status, or comfort, but something much deeper. Who am I really, and why am I here? Most of us are too busy to ask this question seriously. We keep looking for answers outside in achievements, relationships, and experiences. But the greatest teachers of humanity have always pointed in the opposite direction, inward. This book is an invitation to that inner journey. It is based on the sacred teachings of Bapuji Dashrathbhai Patel, a rare spiritual master who has spent decades guiding thousands of souls toward knowing their true nature. The teachings here draw from the Vedas, Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, and the Puranas, along with the living wisdom that Bapuji carries in his heart. These are not abstract philosophies, they are practical maps for inner change. Whether you are completely new to spirituality or have been seeking for years, this book will help to meet your true self. Every chapter is written in simple, clear language because truth, when truly understood, is always simple. Read slowly, pause, reflect, and allow these words to awaken your inner light being to who you have always been. Chapter I. What is reality? The world you see is not the whole story. Look around you. You see walls, furniture, people, sky, a whole world of solid, visible things. It feels real. It feels permanent. But think about this. When you are inside a dream, doesn't the dream feel completely real? The fear, the joy, the people, everything feels real. But the moment you wake up, that entire world disappears. Could our waking life be a dream we have not yet woken up from? This is the starting point of genuine spiritual inquiry. The Vedas and the Upanishads say clearly what you call the waking world is not the ultimate reality. It is like a wave on the ocean real, in its own way, but not the deepest permanent truth. Two kinds of reality. One, Maya, the changing temporary world of forms, names, objects, and experiences. It appears to be everything, but it is not the final truth. Two, Param Brahm, the unchanging eternal awareness that is the foundation of all experience. It has no beginning, no end, no form, and no limitation. You live in both at the same time. You live in the world of Maya, going to work, raising children, buying groceries. But underneath all that activity, you are also the eternal awareness, watching, knowing, being. The problem is that most people are so focused on the outer layer that they forget the inner one, that is to say, the root cause of all experiences. And that forgetfulness is where all suffering begins. Why does this matter? When you believe the changing world is all there is, your happiness depends entirely on what happens outside you. You become like a boat without an anchor tossed around by every wave. But when you begin to know the deeper reality, you find an anchor, a place of complete stillness inside you that nothing can disturb. This is what Bapuji calls Param Shanti, supreme eternal peace. The starting point. This journey begins with a simple but powerful question the Upanishads have been asking for thousands of years. Who am I? Not your name, your job, or your nationality. But who are you at the very deepest level? That question is the door, and the next chapter begins to open it. Try this. How often is your peace disturbed by outside events? What would it feel like to have peace that does not depend on anything outside you? Chapter 2. Who am I? Atma versus Body. The most important question. Imagine a doctor says, before I can treat you, I need to know who you are. You say your name. No, the doctor replies, I know your name, but who are you? All you can offer are labels, job, nationality, religion, family role. But none of these are actually you. They are like clothes. Remove them all, and something still remains. The body is not you. Your body is always changing. But the same I that was present in your childhood is present right now. Something has remained constant. The Upanishads answer clearly. You are the Atma, soul, the immortal, pure consciousness. The body is a vehicle you use. You are not the vehicle. The driver and the car. Think of a car driving down a road. One day it will break down. But the driver is not the car. The driver gets out and moves on. In exactly the same way, your body is the car, you, the Atma, soul, the pure consciousness, are the driver. When the body is sick, the Atma is not sick. When the body dies, the Atma does not die. The five layers of a human being: one, the physical body, what you can see and touch; two, the energy body, the life force prana that keeps the body alive; three, the mental body, your thoughts, emotions, and desires; four, the wisdom body, deeper intelligence and ability to understand truth; five, the bliss body, a layer of deep, quiet joy at the very center. Beyond all these layers, pure awareness, the Atma, the witness that never changes. Right now, you are aware of this page, the room around you, your own thoughts. That awareness, the pure knowing present before any thought appears, that is the Atma. The Mundaka Upanishad describes this. Two birds sit on the same tree. One eats the fruit, tasting pleasure and pain. The other simply watches. The eating bird is the mind body. The watching bird is the Atma. Why we forget from birth? Every signal points to the body. Over time, we build Debhav body consciousness, the deep feeling that I am this body. This false identification is the root of all suffering. But what has been forgotten can be remembered. Try this for 1 minute today. Try to be the watching bird. Watch your thoughts as clouds passing through a sky. You are the sky, not the clouds. Chapter 3: Understanding Body Consciousness. Dev Bhav, the root of all suffering. The ancient texts point to one single cause of all human suffering. Deh Bhav, the deep belief that I am this body. What is Deh Bhav? Deh means body. Bhav means feeling or state of being. It is a deep feeling that controls your whole life. When someone insults your appearance, you feel hurt. When the body is sick, you feel your whole self is sick. How Deh Bhav is built. From birth, the world points to the body. This is a boy. This child is beautiful. By adulthood, nearly our entire identity is based on the body. The Atma is buried so deep that most people never know it exists. The five results of body consciousness: 1. More attachment, my house, my children, my reputation; 2. Ahankar, I am the doer, I am better than that person; 3. Kama, desire, constantly chasing pleasure, never fully satisfied; 4. Krodha, anger, when the ego is threatened, anger arises; 5. Bhaya, fear, constant background fear of loss and death. The good news: it can be dissolved. Body consciousness is not the truth about you, it is a learned habit. And just as it was built up layer by layer, it can be dissolved layer by layer. A simple daily practice: the hourly reminder. 1. Set a gentle reminder on your phone to go off every hour. 2. Pause for just 5 seconds. 3. Say, I am not this body. I am the Atma. I am pure consciousness, eternal awareness. 4. Feel it even briefly. 5. Return to your activity. The mind moves in the direction of what it thinks about most. Reminding yourself of the Atma even 20 times a day creates a new pattern that deepens over time. Try this. Notice how many times today an emotion arises from body identification. Pause and ask, who is really feeling this? Chapter 4: What is the Atma, soul? The one who watches. Right now, as you read these words, there is something that is aware of them. Before you understand, before any thought arises, there is pure open awareness. That is the Atma. The four qualities of the Atma: 1. Sat, eternal existence, never born, never dies, beyond time. 2. Chit, pure consciousness, alive with awareness. This is why you can be aware of your own thoughts. 3. Ananda, absolute bliss, overflowing with quiet, unconditional joy. 4. Shiva, pure and auspicious, no karma can touch it, always pure, always whole, the Atma is not broken. It only appears that way through the fog of body consciousness. The Atma is not personal. The Upanishads speak of one universal consciousness, one ocean of awareness appearing as individual waves. Each wave looks separate, but it is still the ocean. The feeling of separation is the product of body consciousness, that is to say, Debhava. what the scriptures say. The Chandogya Upanishad teaches, Tat Tvam Asi, you are that. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, just as a person puts on new clothes after removing old ones, the soul accepts new bodies, giving up old and worn out ones. Meeting the Atma. Every human being has already touched it in moments of deep silence, in the stillness just before sleep, in moments of pure beauty or profound peace. You have already been the Atma, you have simply not recognized it. Try this. Sit quietly for 2 minutes. Ask, what in me is aware right now? The awareness that hears the question, that is your answer. Chapter 5, The Journey of the Atma Across Births. Why are we here? The Vedic wisdom offers a clear answer. The Atma is on a journey. This life is not the beginning and death is not the end. This is rebirth, Punarjanma. Understanding rebirth, when you fall asleep, consciousness continues in dreams and deep sleep. In the same way, physical death is like a deeper sleep. The inner being carrying all its impressions, desires, and karmas continues and takes on a new physical form, what the Atma carries between lives. 1. The causal body carries seeds of karma and deep tendencies. 2. The subtle body shapes the personality of the new life. 3. The Atma itself, the eternal witness, never born, never dies. The purpose of the journey, each life is a classroom where the Atma learns and moves closer to recognizing I am Brahm. I am the infinite. The Atma is not a sinner on a journey to redemption. It is a light on a journey to full illumination, breaking the cycle. The scriptures speak of moksha, liberation, when the Atma no longer needs to return. This is a state of consciousness achieved while alive. Try this. Think of a quality in yourself that seems to come from nowhere, a talent, a deep interest. Could this be the Atma's memory of another journey? Chapter 6, The Law of Karma explained simply. The cosmic law of cause and effect. Karma means action. Every action through body, speech, or mind creates an impression that eventually produces a result. As logical as physics, every action has a reaction. Three types of karma. 1. Sanchit karma, total accumulated karma from all past lives. 2. Prarabdha karma, the portion of Sanchit currently bearing fruit in this lifetime. 3. Kriyamana karma, the karma you're creating right now. This is your free will. Intention matters most. An action done with ego and selfish desire creates binding karma. An action done with pure love and detachment creates none. This is Nishkama Karma, selfless action without attachment to results. The witness is free from karma, the Atma does not create karma. The mind and ego create karma, the Atma only witnesses. When you know yourself as the witnessing Atma, you are no longer the creator of new karma. You still act, but you are no longer entangled in it. Try this. Today, do one activity as a pure offering to the divine. Notice how it feels different. Chapter 7, The Multiverse and Creation Beyond Our Universe. You live in one of infinite creations. Modern science talks about the multiverse. The Vedic tradition has taught this for thousands of years. The Vedas describe countless Brahmans, universes, each with their own laws and cycles. Bihad the boundless. Bihad means beyond all limits. Most of us live within tight limits. My body, my family, my country. Spiritual growth means moving from had limited to Bihad boundless. The Vedic understanding of creation at the source is Param Brahm, pure consciousness, pure being, pure bliss. From this source, subtle realms, lokas emerge, each denser toward the physical. Even in our physical world, everything is made of the same original consciousness. Creation as divine play, Leela is the divine play of creation. The universe is a living, conscious expression of the Supreme. You are not a drop lost in the ocean, you are the ocean, playing at being a drop. Chapter 8, Different Dimensions and Realms, Lokas. Beyond the physical world, the Vedic tradition describes 14 primary lokas, dimensions, layers 7 above and 7 below the physical realm. The main realms: 1. Bhuloka, physical earth, the classroom of direct experience. 2. Bhuvar Loka, the astral realm, light. peace, and presence. 3. Svargloka, Bhuva-loka, subtle beings and subtle worlds of enjoyment. 4. Mahar, Jana, Tapa, Lokas, progressively more refined realms. 5. Satya Loka, the realm of Brahm, highest realm of form. Beyond all lokas is the formless, infinite Param Brahm, the ultimate destination of every Atma. What this means for you, knowing reality has many dimensions, loosens your grip on the physical world as the only reality. You are not a body with a temporary experience of consciousness. You are consciousness having a temporary experience of a body. Try this. In nature, under an open sky, near a tree, pause and feel the living intelligence behind what you see. Chapter 9, Death and What Comes After the Great Teacher. The scriptures say death is the greatest teacher. It strips away every illusion. If we understand what death actually is, we can live more fully and freely. What actually happens at death 1. The senses shut down, the life force gathers 2. The subtle body separates from the physical body. 3. The Atma moves toward the appropriate realm based on consciousness and karma. 4. In time, a new physical body is taken. Why the moment of death matters? The Bhagavad Gita says, whatever state of being you remember when leaving the body, that state you will reach. This is why daily practice is so important. Death as liberation. For those who know the self, death is nothing more than changing rooms in the same infinite house of consciousness. The goal, to know what you are, so that death becomes irrelevant. Try this. Notice how the awareness reading these words is the same awareness that was present in your earliest memory. The bodies and circumstances have changed many times, but the simple sense of being aware has remained. Rest in that continuity for a few quiet breaths. Chapter X, Meditation and Daily Practice. Knowledge is the map, practice is the journey. Bapuji offers 5 powerful practical practices suitable for anyone. Practice 1, the Param Shanti Mantra 1. Sit comfortably, close your eyes. 2. Take 3 slow deep breaths. 3. Repeat internally Param Shanti hai. 4. Feel the words settle like ripples of calm through still water. 5. Continue for 15-30 minutes. Practice 2, Atma Smaran, soul remembrance. Throughout the day, especially in stress, pause and say, I am not this body, I am the Atma. I am pure conscious eternal awareness. Practice 3, Sakshi Bhav, the witness practice. In any situation, step back mentally. Watch thoughts and emotions without being swept away. You are the sky, not the clouds. Practice 4, Satsang, the company of truth. Surround yourself with spiritual teachings. Bapuji's YouTube channels and daily live meditation sessions 10-11 pm are available to all. Practice 5, Seva, selfless service. Serve without expecting anything in return. Every act of genuine service weakens the ego and lets the Atma shine. Try this. Choose one practice and commit to it for 7 days. Notice what changes. Chapter 11, From Ignorance to Self-Realization. Stage 1, Shravana, hearing the truth for the first time, reading this book, watching Bapuji, attending satsang. The seed is planted. Stage 2, Manana, deep thinking deeply about what you heard, testing it against experience. Conviction deepens. The seed sprouts. Stage 3, Nididhyasana, deep meditation, sustained meditation on the truth of the self, resting in awareness. This is where real transformation happens. Stage 4, Anubhava, direct experience, a moment of complete silence, pure awareness with no object, just knowing, just being, just light. Once tasted, nothing is ever the same. What self realization looks like: the realized person lives fully, works, loves, serves, laughs, but with freedom, like a lamp in a windless place. Self realization is not an achievement, it is a recognition. You are recognizing what you already are. Try this. Think of someone with deep inner peace. What can you learn from how they handle difficulty? Chapter 12, the final state, Param Shanti, coming home. Param Shanti is your nature. It is what you already are. Underneath all layers, the spiritual path is simply removing those layers. What Param Shanti is and is not: it is not the absence of problems, a temporary feeling, numbness, or something forced. It is the natural state of the Atma, present beneath every experience, unconditional and expansive. The mantra as a doorway बिहाद की परम 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 महाशांति है, महाशांति है, महाशांति है. There is boundless, supreme, 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 great peace living as the Atma every morning. I am not this body, I am the Atma. Every night, review your day with kindness. Tomorrow, remember a little more. The day you know yourself as the Atma is the day you become truly free. And that day can be today. Param Shanti Behad ki Param 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 Mahashanti hai. There is boundless, supreme, 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 great peace.
बेहद की परम शांति सोचो बोलो परम शांति.
Join us daily for our morning live meditation, 5:30 a.m. to 6:30 a.m., Monday to Saturday.
Join us daily for live meditation, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. on YouTube Live. Subscribe now. Website www.paramshanti.org. Email us anand@paramshanti.org. Like, share, subscribe. Join today.
बेहद की परम शांति सोचो.